Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm a spirit channeler and oracle card reader who channels both light and shadow energies in my readings, which means if you're easily triggered, please find yourself another reader. For those of you who still remain, today's reading will be on the topic of, will I like this job if I take it? So if you have a job offer and you want to know whether or not you should take it, if you're going to like it there, this is the reading for you. So you have 5 piles to choose from. I'm going to try to keep this reading relatively short. So from left to right, pile 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pause the video if you need some more time to choose your crystal, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. So before casting your cards, I had a vision. Well, actually, I tuned into your energy and I felt a lot of anxiety, like a wave of anxiety came over me. And I also had a vision of someone sliding down a slide that had a lot of water in it. So like a slippery slope. So your key words for this job are anxiety and slippery slope. So, and this is also reiterated in these first 2 cards here, the 6 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. So 9 of Swords telling you that this job is going to cause you a lot of anxiety. The 6 of Swords is it reiterating that slippery slopeness that I got from my vision. It's like you're not going to be able to hold on to it. It's like there's going to be too much going on there. It's like you were going into it expecting it to be one way, but if you do go into it, you're going to find that you're going to be overwhelmed and that you're going to plummet to the ground and fail at it, or just going to be too overwhelmed by just the energies of the people around, or like all the chaos that's there. So there's something rather chaotic about the job, either the location, the clients, the customers, or your inability to handle the demands of the job. The good news is that we have waves of prosperity, playtime, 4 of Swords, the Empress. So what I see happening is that a new job opportunity is coming through that will pay you a lot more and that will utilize your core talents. So you may very well be inquiring about a job that you want to take in the meantime to pay the bills until you can get a job that is in your field that you went to school for, that you have your degree in, or a job that more aligns with what you actually want to do with your life and what actually interests you. So I don't feel like the job you're inquiring about right now is one that really interests you. It's just one that you want to take for the meantime in order to pay the bills. This is reiterated if you're inquiring about like a cafe or a restaurant or a bar type of job, because all of the chaos of the customers and stuff like that is just going to be too much. It's going to cause you too much anxiety. You have bigger skills than this job that you're applying for. And even though you may feel like, okay, I'm overqualified because, I have more experience in this, or I have more skills in this, or I have my degree, a bachelor's, a master's, a doctorate in this, therefore, surely I can do this job. However, it's going to not work out. There's going to be anxiety, too much chaos, too many people running around, too many people demanding your attention, and you're not going to be able to handle it. So like I said, the good news is that whatever this bigger career is that you're waiting on to come through, that's in alignment with your life purpose, and that's in alignment with your interests, that's in alignment with what you actually took in school, your actual degree, it's going to come through. You need to wait a bit longer with this 4 of Swords here. The playtime is also telling you to wait a bit longer and just take this time out to just chill out and have some fun. If you guys are currently in between jobs, which of course you are if you're at this reading, well, maybe not. Maybe you have a job right now and you want to quit it, but you guys seem like you're in between jobs, because the reason why you're going after this smaller one that you're asking me about is because you need to pay the bills. Have you looked into unemployment? That's just a suggestion. You may want to get on that and just take some time out to chill, recuperate, have some fun, the fun that you weren't able to have when you were working full-time previously, because I do see with the Empress a much bigger opportunity coming through. And with the 10 of Swords and the Tower, this is going to come rather suddenly, and it's going to put an end to all of the little jobs that you were taking previously to pay the bill. So anything that you were doing before, like this group is coming off heavily as people who graduated recently from school, and you spent your school days working at bars, at cafes, I don't know, restaurants, that sort of stuff, like manual, sort of small entry level jobs or something like that. And you're waiting to hear back from the company that's actually in alignment with your degree. That doesn't mean this isn't your reading if that's not the case for you, but this is the energy of this reading. So that means that most of you are in this position, or all of you just have this kind of energy of having another skill that you need to utilize, and being sidetracked right now by obligations of paying the bills and putting food on the table, etc. So with that 10 of Swords in the Tower, I'm definitely seeing an end to these little jobs and a beginning into the Empress energy, which is your real career, your real career. Okay. So nope, don't take the job. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to fail at it. It's going to drive you insane. It's either going to be poorly managed by the upper management, or you're just going to be overwhelmed by all the responsibilities that it comes with, and you're going to be maybe under skilled at what you specifically need to do. Like, just because you have an engineering degree doesn't mean that you're going to be good at bussing tables and waiting tables. You have to be able to balance the plates. Waiters and waitresses can balance like freaking like 5-6 plates on both arms. Just because you have an engineering degree doesn't mean you're going to be able to do that. So don't be a little cocky. That's a small message for some of you. But for all of you, I know that you really kind of need this job and you're getting a little stressed out. But the 4 of Swords is telling you to chill out. The playtime card is telling you to chill out, just have some fun. Look into unemployment if you're not on it, because there's a need for you to just chill. So take some time out and just wait for your real career to come through. So those are your messages. I hope that helped you. Let me know if it resonated, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. So before laying out your cards, I had a vision of a man holding like 2 cups and with water in it, and like a fish jumping in and out of both cups, and then also like a hill moving upwards, like a hill ascending with like some snow on it. So the first part of that vision reminded me heavily of the Temperance card and the Page of Cups. I'm actually a little surprised I didn't get those 2 cards, but it's probably because the tarot didn't feel the need to reiterate what I already saw. So right away, I need to ask, is there a way that you can blend this new job opportunity with some other job opportunity? Now, some of you guys may be trying to balance 2 jobs and you want to know if you should take this extra job, but there is a need for you to take what you are trying to get, like this job. Take this and mix it with something that's better. So the most obvious thing that's coming to my head is, instead of applying for that level that you're applying for, have you thought about applying for 1 position up? Because if you already have years of experience at that position, why don't you apply for a supervisory position or a managerial position? Why don't you apply for just 1 position up? Because with that ascending card, it's like, you've been doing this. You have enough experience. You've been doing this. So why are you still trying to keep yourself in the same position? Another thing that's coming through is that there may be a need for you to take someone else's advice and mix it into what you're trying to do right now with this job. Someone may have suggested something to you, like perhaps you should apply to this other company, for example, or perhaps you should try this other department, for example. even though you really want to do A, but someone it may be recommending B, is there a way for you to merge A and B? You're going to know this in your head. You know the answer to this. So with the break free card and the playtime card, there's a need for you to try, like it says, try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. And that actually is in alignment with that vision I had of ascending that snowy hill. You need to grow and learn new things, have new experiences. So it's like you've been staying at the same level for a while now, and it's kind of enough now. It's enough. You can indeed get one level up if you apply for it. So don't shortchange yourself. With this playtime card, I'm also picking up like it's time for you to play bigger, play with the bigger dogs, so to speak. And also maybe take a position that gives you a little bit more flexibility in your schedule. That's really going to resonate for some of you. Is there some position that you were considering applying for that maybe was only 4 days a week instead of 5? Or that had less hours, or that had more flexibility with your vacation time or something like that? This is going to be the confirmation you need to take that other position, because you need to be able to balance your free time more with your career. Whatever you're currently applying for is not giving you the opportunity to balance your free time with your career. So there's some information that you're missing. With that Page of Swords card, there very well may be another coworker or another friend or acquaintance who gave you some sort of information or advice about some other opportunity that's slightly higher or slightly better or slightly in a different direction, in a different company or just a different department or something like that. There's some sort of movement here happening with the world next to the Page of Swords. And with the Two of Swords, again, it's like two different opportunities, two different ideas that need to be blended. So there is a need for you to move on and try something new. With that Break Free card and the Six of Swords card, there's definitely a need for you to move away from this Four of Swords here where you've been stagnant. Move away from this Devil card here where you've been stagnant in the same position. So to answer your question as plainly as I can, is there a way for you to blend someone else's idea or another idea that would give you a little bit more schedule flexibility? Is there a way for you to apply for one level up, a supervisory position, a managerial position, one level up from what you're already applying for? If no, then your answer is no, don't take this job. If there's no way to be flexible about your schedule, if there's no way for you to merge the advice you got from your friend or ex-coworker with this new position, if there's no way for you to apply for one level up immediately, no. But for most of you guys, there is, because there seems to be some information that you're overlooking, and you need to take that advice and step up. Play a bit bigger. This isn't a huge leap here. This whole reading is not completely jumping from one career to another career. This is just, you've been at the same position for a long time. You have enough experience in the same position. Like, think a little bit bigger about yourself and just jump a little higher. A little higher, just a little bit. If it's a better company that pays a bit more, or that has gives you more flexibility with your schedule, why don't you think you can get into that company? Why do you feel like you can only apply to certain types of companies? If it's a one level up, why do you feel like you can't apply for it? It's because you don't have like a degree or something. You have more experience than the people who apply for that position with a degree. Apply. The worst that can happen is that they turn you down, and then what you're going to do is that you're going to go apply for that higher position in another company. So your answer, as plainly as I can give it, is you need to mix two ideas together. So, should you take this job in the manner that you're trying to take it? No. After you fix it and merge an idea, yes. Okay, those are your messages. I hope that resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, Pal 3. Welcome to your reading. So before laying out your cards, I had a vision of like a really, really bright sun, like it was just opening up in the sky, high above the sky, shining brightly, like opening up like a flower, like, or kind of like a sunrise, but not in terms of moving, in terms of like flowering, like opening up. And I felt a lot of heat around me. Like my hands got really warm, my arms got really warm. It felt like a little bit of extra heat entered around in my apartment. So like here's the thing. Definitely something big is coming for you. We have this dream big card here. We have Ace of Cups, we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, something big and something new is coming. We also have the Fool and the Chariot. It's coming in very quickly and it's coming in very brightly. Okay, now the issue is with this Let Yourself Receive card, I'm seeing this as the heat that I was feeling around me was starting to, at some point, I was a bit confused. Because if I didn't have that vision of the sun previously opening up and being very bright, the heat that I was feeling subsequently would have made me feel or believe that maybe I was in a fire or near a fire or something like that. So I feel like you guys are a bit confused. Like, are things going to get better, or am I going to be thrown back to the dogs type of thing? Because we also have this 10 of Wands card here. So this is you being seriously overwhelmed with your life, overwhelmed with your career choices or lack of career choices. You feel really tied to either a current job that you have, or you feel tied to poverty, you feel tied to bad luck, you feel tied to stuck energy. You know, it's just things don't seem to be moving or improving in your life no matter how much you try. And you've had enough. Like you feel like you can't do anything, like you have too much, you're shouldering too much responsibility by yourself on your own. Like there's no one. And you know, to top it off, in this reading we have no court cards, so it's like there's no one to help you. You're literally all by yourself. And even in the depiction of this 10 of Swords, they literally threw him out into the ocean by himself, and he's strapped to this box. So I'm not sure what he did. I didn't read that part yet in the guidebook, but you know, you feel like you're out at sea by yourself. Everyone else in the background is doing relatively well for themselves. You know, that your friends are doing relatively well. Maybe your relatives, people you just see around you in everyday life on social media and stuff seem to be doing relatively well in their life. But for some reason, you seem to be the only person who's been thrown out on sea, strapped to a box, left to drown on your own with no assistance, no assistance, no one helping you. And furthermore, you can't swim. Like you can't swim. So anyways, this is how you feel. So when you start to feel like the heat on you, like my vision, you may be a bit confused. Like, am I being thrown to the fire again? Like, what's happening? What's coming? Is this going to burn me? Is this going to scorch my skin? Is this going to cause me problems again? Am I going to have more problems on top of problems when this thing is coming through? I feel like you can feel something coming. You have the ace, two aces. You're wedged between two aces, okay? You can feel something new coming in, but you don't know if this is going to be more of the same crap, just packaged up in a nice package, or if it's going to be a packaging that looks a little bit dreary, but within the package it's going to be something amazing. So like, you know, you don't know if like someone's trying to hand you a package, you can kind of see it, and it's like it has what you don't know if it's going to have pretty wrapping but sawdust inside, or like a scorpion inside to sting you or something like that, or a black widow to, I don't know, poison you or something like that. Or you don't know if it's going to have gray packaging, like gray wrapping paper that just seems bland and a little bit dreary, but within it's going to have like gold dust, like, gold, like foil and pieces and confetti and stuff like that. So definitely something big has come with that dream big card. So this is something bigger than you can actually conceptualize on your own. With that let yourself receive card, you're really on the defense. Like I'm seeing like the Seven of Wands kind of energy, like you're really defensive right now with this new energy that you feel coming through. You may have had a lot of pick a card readings that are telling you, oh, new opportunities coming through or something, or maybe you're casting your own cards and you're seeing something coming through, or you're trying to apply for jobs, or you're trying to move, in a direction. You feel like there are a lot of blockages. And you don't know if these blockages are trying to move you in a nice direction or a direction of more crap. So the thing is, being wedged between these two aces, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, this is telling me that this new opportunity that's coming through is going to be emotionally fulfilling, first and foremost, because you are overwhelmed emotionally. Like you've literally had enough. Like your emotions are haywire. They're just, you might be depressed, stressed, anxious, and contentment and peace, first and foremost, is coming. Like water to quench your burns. You've been burnt a lot, and it's like divine water, the water from divine well, is coming to quench your burns. And then we also have the Ace of Pentacles, which means brand new financial opportunities. And especially since this is a financial reading, this is brand new financial opportunities. It could also be a new home if you are overwhelmed with the city that you live in, with it being too polluted and too many people. This could be an opportunity for you to move. There seems to be a lot of kind of movement happening here with the Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot, and even the Ten of Wands. He's like kind of moving. So definitely a new financial opportunity is coming forth, a new career, a new business opportunity, a new home. Even I feel like a lot of you guys, even if it's not immediate, even if you're going to have to start working first and then save a little bit, you're going to be able to move much quicker than you thought possible. Because the way things are going right now, you kind of feel like I'll be able to maybe move in 10 years. Like that's going to be divided a few times. Like it's going to reduce that amount. So it could be 3 years or something like that, or it could be immediate. Maybe this new job opportunity that's coming through would require you to move, and then they're going to give you a bonus right away and you can move right away. Or you're going to have to work a little bit, save up a little bit, but like very quickly. I'm seeing like 3 years for some of you. Like you're going to be able to find, like, save up for that house or like just move. So yeah, this new job opportunity is coming in very quickly. Not the 3 years that I was saying. That's like, no. This is coming through like really quickly. The Wheel of Fortune, that's like fate's kind of moving things in your direction. It's like fate has had enough of you drowning on your own. You guys may be going through a Saturn return if you're around 29 years old. And, or it could be around 59, I think, as well. There are a couple, like 2 of them. So like fate is finally turning in your favor. Like karma is finally balancing itself out. You guys may have been feeling like maybe I'm paying for karma in this lifetime or something like that. Like maybe I stole people's money in a past life and now I'm destined to be destitute in this lifetime. I don't mean to laugh. But it's just anyways. So the Chariot and the Fool, you need to have a lot of determination. You need to be able to take your power back, to be able to take this new opportunity when it comes through, because you're going to be moving into a direction that is, and into a position that's much grander than anything you've ever done before. Like this is you moving out of, like, from outside the castle and moving into the castle, like where the king and queen can actually see you. So you're going to have to get your act together. Whereas previously, maybe you're wearing like rags and like old battered clothing. You can't go before the king and queen into the castle wearing that stuff. You're gonna have to get new clothes, a makeover and stuff, and take a bath, make yourself presentable to go before the king and queen. This is like the image that I'm having in my head. Like you're gonna get a job or like a career opportunity that really elevates you several fold from where you used to be. So this may actually end up physically meaning actually that you're going to have to get new clothes and a makeover and stuff like that, because your old clothes won't really work anymore with the type of people you're going to be working around. But the money is going to come with that, so you're going to be able to afford any sort of cosmetic upgrades that you're going to need to get. So anyways, should you take this job? What job, actually? I'm not even seeing a job in this spread. I'm going to assume that you have a job opportunity, and my goodness, I don't know if you have a job opportunity that is not this Ace of Cups / Ace of Pentacles, or if you do already have this Ace of Cups / Ace of Pentacles job. And okay, you know what? I feel like there's two subgroups here. Some of you guys have some small little job that you're inquiring about, and others of you are inquiring about this Ace of Cups / Ace of Pentacles that you can energetically feel coming towards you, like that package that I described to you. So you're trying to figure out, does the package, is it wrapped in gold paper with a black widow inside, or is it wrapped in dull gray paper with gold confetti inside? So you might be trying to you know what? This is the first reading, the first group, and this one's getting a little bit longer than the other ones. All of them were under 10 minutes, but this is the first reading where it's like, what job? Because I didn't even see a job. It's like the universe is not even worried about anything that you may potentially be asking about that is not that Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles that they're trying to hand you. And with that let yourself receive card, it's like you're really blocked off. So let's get more information on this job you're trying to take and if you should take it. Like, immediately with that card, I just saw someone like trying to pick up scraps from the floor and ask, should I take this? I don't mean to laugh at you guys. I'm so sorry. Guys, this is laughable. This is laughable. Like you're not laughing though. You're really stressed and anxious. You're not laughing, but your spirit guides or the spirit, like from a higher perspective, is laughing. I'm seeing you picking up trash and like trying to balance these plates in your hand like a waiter and say, is this the right job? Should I take this waiter job? Should I take this janitorial job? Should I take this housekeeping job? Should I take this cafe job? I'm dying with laughter. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Oh, I'm literally crying here. This is so funny. Okay, absolutely not. But I've never laughed so much in a reading in my life. Out of all the videos I've done, I'm literally crying right now. I'm crying. Look, can you see the water? I'm crying. Guys, whatever shitty little job. Okay, I may have to cut some of this out because this is some of you guys are gonna be mad at me for laughing at you. I'm so sorry, but I may have to cut some of this out, but guys, whatever shitty little job that you're trying to take. Oh my god, okay. Please don't be mad at me, okay? Just throw it in the trash. Okay, throw it in the trash, please. Guys, you need to have a good laugh with me because you guys have been so stressed out. You really need to laugh it out. You really need to laugh it out with me. I've never laughed that hard in a reading in my life. Wow. Guys, whatever crappy little piece of trash you're trying you're trying to pick off the ground, whew, throw it back in the trash. Okay. Oh, guys, don't hate me. Okay. Throw it out. So should you take this job? I don't throw that crap in the trash. Look at this, guys. Can you see what I'm seeing? It's like you're asking your spirit guides, should I take Look at this is you're trying to get this job as a waiter or like a janitor or whatever this is. Can I keep this one? Is this finally going to be the one that I can stick to? Because I feel like you've been unstable with your jobs. We have the King of Swords and the Sun. Someone with a lot of money and a lot of information, someone really wise. He or she could be older than you, but they probably own a business, or they're a great investor. They're going to contact you and give you a good business opportunity. And it's followed by the Sun. Oh my god, it's followed by the Sun. I just took that in. Remember my vision at the beginning of the reading with the Sun over the Sun? Yeah, here's the Sun card. This is the Sun. Here comes the Sun. Like the song, here comes the Sun. Like this is literally the Sun that I saw in my vision that's coming. And you don't know, because the King of Swords, out of all the kings, can come off a little bit standoffish. The King of Pentacles a bit as well. But the King of Swords, he can come off a little bit like, I know more than you, like, you know, an Oxford graduate who even taught there part-time. Like, you know, he can come off a little grander than thou. And it's funny that it's the king as well, because I did mention, you know, you coming out of, you know, the streets and being able to work in the palace, and you're going to be around the king and queen. So there's definitely someone who's the king or queen of his or her domain, his or her business, or his or her like area of expertise, who's going to contact you. And it's through them that you're going to get that Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles offer that we saw in the other spread, and that's going to bring in the Sun that we saw. So the packaging of the Sun, like I said, the packaging is going to look a little gray because this King of Swords, like I said, he will come off a little like gray, but inside is going to be the gold confetti and the Sun, like I said. So 10 of Cups, definitely a lot of happiness, Rainbow, happier times are coming, more fulfillment. The Ace of Wands, you got another ace here. The only ace you're missing is the Ace of Swords, and quite frankly, the Ace of Swords is coming through a person. So it's like the universe is bringing you a brand new opportunity, brand new creative adventure that you can use your actual creative talents in. They're bringing you brand new emotional fulfillment, brand new money and financial stability. And the information of how to get all that is coming through a person. Okay. So I'm sorry, like, to answer your question of should you take whatever shitty little trash you picked up off the beach, the answer is no. Throw it out and wait for this sun to, and the Ace of Cups slash Ace of Pentacles slash Ace of Swords slash King of Swords to come through. He'll contact you, or she'll contact you. It's probably a male, but it could be a female, because this is a general reading. So let yourself receive the package, take it. There's not going to be a black widow inside waiting to bite you. Okay, I promise. And I'm sorry for laughing so much, but that was the funniest. The vision I got from this was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. So those are your messages. I hope that resonated. Let me know if it did. And I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. I apologize if my voice sounds a little hoarse or sore, because I just came from laughing at the previous pile. So should you take this job? Okay. Here's the thing. So before laying out your cards, I had a vision of like a clouds passing rather rapidly above your head, and like a plant or a tree or something growing. It looked kind of like a bamboo, but growing rather rapidly out of the soil, almost out of nowhere. So, and I think the bamboo is the perfect example, because I can't remember the exact amount of years, but or months or whatever, but the bamboo spends more time under the soil than it spends growing out of the soil. So say, for example, it's 5 years. I don't know the length of time. I can't remember. But say it spends 5 years under the soil just germinating. Then in 1 year, it grows to like 18 feet tall or something like that in like 1 year. So, you know, usually for most trees, it would be kind of the opposite flip. You know, it would take like maybe 1 year to germinate or something, and then 5 years to grow rather tall. So the bamboo is the opposite. So what I'm seeing for you guys is that you guys have some sort of business venture or business idea or hobby that you want to turn into a business. But you've been working at it and you're not getting the returns that you hope that you would receive. So now you're starting to give up hope. You want to know, you know, should I just get a job and give up on this business, or should I keep going with this business? Now, your answer is to keep going with this business. We have the treasure chest card and the have faith card. We also have the 9 of Cups here. This is going to work out in your favor. It's going to be just like the bamboo. It's germinating for a very long period of time. You can't see anything. Time is elapsing with the clouds that I saw over your head passing rather rapidly. That, to me, that signified elapsing time. And then all of a sudden, boom, the bamboo tree is just going to shoot up out of the soil. And it's like you're going to be surprised. Like out of nowhere, you're going to get a flood of clients, of customers, of business, of interest in your product, in your business, in your services, almost seemingly out of nowhere. So all the work that you've been putting in these past months or years, however long it has been, has not been for nothing. Like, it's actually doing something, even though you cannot see the results right now. So yeah, we have this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. You can't yet see the results coming from this. But with this Temperance card, it's telling you to be patient. You need to wait a bit longer. Again, with that time elapse that I saw in my vision. The King of Cups means that you're getting ready to give up on this venture. You put your whole your hopes and dreams, your creative talent in this, and your emotions are all tied to this business venture. This is you. This is you raw. This is what you truly want to do. This is what really interests you. You want to do this. All your emotions are in it. But with the King of Cups in reverse, it's like you're starting to feel like I should give up. I put my emotions and my hopes in the wrong thing. Some of you guys may have put your money in there as well. It's also your time, your devotion. And you may also feel like people are going to start laughing at you. I'm picking up with this card because you kind of told some people, you know, this business is going to work. It's going to work. And it's been a certain amount of time and you have nothing to show for it. So you feel like you're going to be the laughing stock of like your friends or your family or whoever. And also with this Hierophant card coming out here and the Fool card, you are feeling like you've been made a fool by the universe or by God. Because probably before you started this business, you may have listened to some pick a cards, or you may have done your own spreads if you have your own oracle or tarot decks, or you may have contracted a psychic privately, or you may have gotten some advice from a religious leader or some sort of spiritual leader, someone who has, you know, just more knowledge of that sort of thing. Or you may have had a dream or something like that, or just your intuition in general. Something before you started this business venture would have told you, now's the time to start it. You need to start it. You need to do it. It could have just been your intuition egging you on, nudging you for a while. Do it. You have to do it. Now's the time. You got to do it. It's going to work. Don't worry. And you're starting to feel like you've been made a fool. Like either if it was a psychic who told you, yeah, this is going to work. You may have asked, is this going to work if I start it? They said, yeah, totally. You may have felt this person's a con artist, or they lied to me, or they read the cards wrong, or maybe I read the cards wrong if you have your own cards. You're starting to feel like God is maybe laughing at you, or like that he lied, or that, you know, something like that. The universe is just messing with you, or that they messed with you when they told you now is a good time for you to start this business, and that it was worth your time and your effort. And with the Magician card and the Nine of Cups, this is telling you that almost out of the blue, like I said, with that bamboo tree, all of your work, everything that you've been doing here with the Magician card is just going to poof, appear. And then it's like all of a sudden, like there was no raven there, and poof, we see all this smoke, the raven just appears out of nowhere. You're just going to turn, like you've been staring at this table it's like you've been doing this spell for a long time. Some of you guys may have actually been doing spells and you felt like they weren't working. And it's like you're hunched over this book, doing this spell for a long period of time. And then just when you're ready to give up, it's like poof, the raven appears and you're just like, whoa, like seriously, is this real? And you're going to like poke it and be like, is this real? But when you poke it, it's going to spill out all these Nine of Cups. So it's going to be a lot of emotional fulfillment, happiness. You're going to be content finally, like this is going to work. The money is going to come through. The business is going to come through. The recognition is going to come through. With this treasure chest card, windfall of abundance is definitely coming through. You need to have faith, like it says here. And the Temperance card, be a little bit more patient. So after all that, should you take this job? I'm assuming you're asking, like, there's another job you want to take in the meantime because you need to pay the bills, or you just, whatever. If you're trying to decide between taking a job and quitting this business venture, because this job that you're inquiring about is full-time and would take up all of your time, and as a result, you're asking about taking this job and quitting this business venture, your answer is absolutely no. Don't take that job, and thus don't quit this business venture. However, if you're asking about, should I take this job whilst continuing this business venture, your answer is maybe. And this depends on if this job that you want to take is going to take up too much of your time and your energy. If this job is full-time, chances are the answer is no, because you're not going to be able to devote as much time and energy to this business whilst working full time. So, but if it's a part-time job or a kind of job that is kind of gig like, or on and off, like a contract job, where maybe you'll be working there for like 2 weeks and then you'll have like 2 weeks off or something like that, or maybe, it's part-time or something like that, where it's kind of a give and take type of thing, then your answer is probably yes. If it won't take away too much of the time that you have to devote to this business, then the answer is probably yes. So, with all that being said, keep in mind everything that I just said about yes and no and maybe. If you still kind of feel like there's a little bit of you're not completely sure after the answer that I gave you, this means that the specific job that you're inquiring about requires its own separate answer. It's not so much should you take a job, right? Because I already told you, if the job, like any job, is going to take too much of your time away from this business venture, or if it's going to completely replace this business venture, then the answer is no. But if it's not going to replace this business venture or take up too much time away from this business venture, then you need to ask yourself, or you need to ask, should I take this job? And I would recommend going back to the intro and picking a separate pile for that. Only if you resonate with the last group, like I said, this small part-time or contractual job you're going to be able to easily balance it with this business of yours. You're going to be able to balance it. So you want to know, should you take that specific job? Not should you take a job, should you just take that one? Go back to the intro. Is there another group that is calling out to you? Because that group has your answer specifically for that job. That, I need to keep reiterating, that will not take too much time or replace this business venture. I have to keep stressing that, okay? So those are your messages. I hope that resonated and I hope that helped you. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile number 5. Welcome to your reading. So before laying out your cards, I had a vision of a fire, kind of like in a fireplace, but like it was a rather big one, but I didn't feel any heat around me. And then there was like a gust of wind blowing, I guess, through an open window between the fire and where you were standing, or where I was standing. So this signifies to me that the job you're inquiring about is represented by the fire, and it's not a good thing. This isn't a good fire. This is something that is incinerating, something that is being destructed by the universe to be replaced by something new. And we have this blessed change card. So this is, and also next to the divine magic card. So this is telling me that this is divinely orchestrated for this job to be falling apart. There is some job that you currently have or that you're trying to apply for that is falling apart. Another thing I want to mention is that you guys got more cards than any of the other groups. They just kept flying out. So it's like you need to listen to this. It's like you're trying to grab hold of something that fate, the universe, doesn't want you to have. And it's because it's bad for you. It's trying to get rid of it. There's some sort of stagnation in your life, and I'm seeing that with this Hanged Man in reverse. It's like you've been stuck in the same position, the same types of job for a very, very long time. Some of you guys with this 8 of Pentacles need to go back to school to do something else. This reading has an energy of an older person, over 35, like just someone who is established in a career for at least a decade or longer. And they are afraid of change, but your job is breaking down. For some reason, it's breaking down. It's out of your control. It's out of the universe breaking it down specifically for you. I mean, of course, that's what it is for everyone. But in addition to that, there may also be some sort of economic issue, like your business, like not your business, but the company you work for might be downsizing due to the economy and the pandemic and everything. They may be downsizing and having to release people, or they may be closing their doors because they're bankrupt now because they had to close their business, especially if they're brick and mortar business. During all the closures, they lost too much money and they had to close down. So you may resonate with your old job now being in between jobs because you recently got let go, or the let go from your position because the company had to close down or they had to downsize because of the economy or the pandemic or something like that. So it seems to be, but this is in alignment because of all the people that they could have let go. Mind you, like if this company closed down, everyone had to be let go. But if they had to sort of draw names from a hat sort of thing, or your position became null and void, that's not a coincidence. So you may be thinking, what the heck is going on? It's not a coincidence. For a while, it seems like you've been thinking about moving to a new career field. This whole reading is coming off someone older, like 50s, 50s. That doesn't mean this isn't your reading if you're younger than 35, but this is someone who has been in the same career for years, for decades, and they've been bored with it. And they have been thinking for a while that they want to change, but they have not been able to get the courage to actually quit and go back to school because they're older, they have bills to pay. Some of you guys actually have a family with this mother healing card. Some of you guys have children to take care of with that mother healing card, or you have a wife and children. And it's never the right time for you to quit your job and go back to school because too many bills to pay, too many mouths to feed, too many people depending on your income. And for years you've been thinking about this, but it has never been the right time for you to move. And with this divine magic card, I'm seeing the fairy about to touch this mermaid. And to me, that I'm seeing that as it's been a while that you've been thinking about that with the moon here. And now the fairy of change, of blessed change, is coming through to finally give you your wish. Like you've been wishing for it, but kind of subconsciously, because logically in your conscious mind, you kind of shut it down because you're like, I have children to feed. I have my wife. I have my family. I have my bills. I have my mortgage. I have my student loans from when I already went to university or college. So it's like, so everything, all of these wishings that you've been doing to leave and to move on have been kind of subconscious. So your subconscious mind, your higher self even, have been for a while almost begging the universe to actually bring you a tower moment to force you to go back to school and to change careers. So this is essentially the answer to your prayers, but the answer to your subconscious prayers, or the prayers of your higher self, because logically, I see you saying, unfortunately, I can't do this. You did the calculations. You did try. You did the calculations, and it just didn't add up. You couldn't do it. So this is actually, and again, this is reiterated with the moon card here. This is really what you've been dreaming about subconsciously in your higher self, because you could not even fathom really doing this in real life. It's like a dream of yours. So you guys are going back to school. You're seriously going back to school for something. You're taking some new training, a new course. You're going to be learning something again. You might be an apprentice. If you're not going back to an institution, you might take a job where you're an apprentice or something like that. But I feel like most of you guys are going to be going back to school. The universe is cutting you down from this tree or whatever, this stone that you've been tied to for years. And it's saying, okay, enough is enough. You're tired of this job. We made it so that you're free from it now. And especially if you've been let go at no fault of your own, you probably qualify for some sort of insurance, some sort of employment insurance, either from the government or from your old employer or something like that. So you have this money coming in now. I would be surprised if you don't. I mean, this is a general reading. People are watching this around the globe. It may be different in your country, but because you've been let go with no fault of your own, you probably have some sort of insurance that is coming through right now, or you may not be aware that you qualify for some sort of monetary insurance or payout, or like, the payout that they could give. It could even be your retirement payout from that company if you've been there for so many years or something like that. You may not be aware of it, but you're entitled to some kind of money. So I would inquire if you don't already have that money coming in. And you guys are going to be going back to school. So here with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Cups in reverse, what this is signifying to me is that this is an end to your long-standing career. Years, okay? At least a decade. I would have a hard time believing you guys haven't been at this place for at least a decade, or in this position for at least a decade, but this is a general reading. It would still apply to you if that's not the case for you. You have, every year you've been there, you accumulated these pentacles on this necklace, and it's gone now. It's gone. But what you're getting instead are these cups filled with brand new emotional experiences, things that actually make you happy. It's not just something that's vain, so you can say, yeah, I do this, I have this salary every year coming in, I know how much money I'm making. This is something that's a little bit more freeing, a little bit more childlike. Not that it's juvenile, but it's a little bit more in alignment with something that's going to light you up in your passion and make you more happy, because you weren't super happy here. Yeah, you had the money, but you weren't really happy. Here you're going to be happier. So what I'm seeing here is an exchange of the set salary. The job security is being extinguished, incinerated actually, because of the fire, and it's being switched out for this new Nine of Cups experience, where you're actually emotionally satisfied by what you do in life. It's not just, I have this paycheck, it's I'm actually emotionally satisfied by what I do. And with this Magician card, I see you doing something new, and with the Fool, of course. And with the Fool, again, it's kind of like going back to school, and it came out underneath the Eight of Pentacles. So you guys are going back to school. And with the Magician, I see you're going to have to balance some things. So school, maybe a part-time job, or maybe your wife's going to have to take up more hours at her job, or go back to work if she was a stay-at-home mom. You're going to have to juggle the kids, the house cleaning, all that stuff. I see a kind of like a juggling, but you're going to be able to handle it with the Magician card, because you have the universe helping you out. The energies are moving in this direction for you to be able to make this transition to this new phase in your life. So you're not too old for this. Some of you guys also thought, oh, I'm too old to switch careers or go back to school. Like, no. So the answer is, your question is, should you take this job? I'm assuming you're applying for jobs. And if this job is like in a new field, if this job is in the same field that you left, absolutely not. Forget about it. Throw it away. Throw it away. If this is like some sort of new job that's kind of an apprenticeship, where you're going to have to learn again how to do something new, it has to be something new. So if it's something new where you're going to have to learn first, get training, on the job training for at least a couple of weeks to do it, then yes, you should take it. If it also requires you to go back to school first and get some sort of certificate or some training, and then you can get that job, they said, yeah, you can come here and work, but you need to get the certificate first, then yes, you should take it. So in order to, this new job needs to require a good amount of training, like at least a couple of weeks, like at least like a month. Like this is not like a week training. Like this is at least several weeks, couple of weeks training, or this job is going to require you to go back to school to get a certificate, a degree, diploma, or something like that, or upgrade something or something like that. As long as this new job that you're inquiring about requires training, okay, then yes, you should take it, because this is the job. If it doesn't require training, and furthermore, if it's the same type of work that you left because you got let go, if it's identical but just in a different company because your old company closed down or downsized, the answer is absolutely no. Let it go. Forget about it. Okay, so those are your messages. I hope that resonated and I hope that helped you. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading.